But once it does go live, it's annoying. So go back to. So you'll see what I mean.
Okay. So looks. They have just said the same thing.
Yeah. We close. It's just how there's.
Okay.
So here. And still nobody's trying.
So if I wanted to share what I have, I press their share.
You hit share, and we can start the experiment. See, right now, that's what it's sitting on.
Okay.
So what you would do if you want to do the other one, you go back to here first, switch windows, then share.
Okay.
Because you know, you can't, it's not. Because see, you can't see it right now.
Right. You have to switch windows.
You have to switch windows. I mean, I'm gonna not abandon you immediately, but
okay.
so sorry. I like to watch The Voice.
Yes.
The voice.
So we all have our,
Spicy.
you know, vices, favorite shows, vices, yeah. So I'm not gonna share it.
It's gonna be a short meeting. To write some of this stuff and concern.
Right. So we can't start, well, we can, you can start it now. So do you wanna,
Okay.
do you wanna drive or? Do you
Sure, let me try it.
drive?
And then just
So
let me
this
know
thing we
how
don't
fast.
need at all.
And we'll make introductions. Guys are fine.
If,
Well, you are live.
Okay.
yeah.
You can call your meeting to order.
Well, thank you everybody for showing up. My name is Corinne Alfred and I'm co-chair with.
And in theory, they're either here or there. They're not there. Have to learn.
Sorry about that. I'm Karina Alfred. I'm Rep 2 out of the UNNC meeting, co-chair with Emergency Safety Preparation Committee meeting. And I would like to turn it over to our fellow guest that's joining us today. We have
Laura Myers. I'm also on the UNNC board. I'm the vice president and I live in Angeles Vista.
My name is Brenda Lopez and I live in
Jefferson.
Park.
Oh, Lawrence King, and I live in Jefferson Park.
welcome.
Thank you.
So then the next thing would be share. So you know how to do that.
So I'll just go down here,
Click on share
share.
and click on that and then click share again.
So everybody, we're gonna turn into the last meetings. We're gonna review what we had in place.
Yeah, so this is the current agenda.
This is the current agenda. Okay, so we have allowed for 1 or 2 minutes per speaker if anybody has a general public comment
On items
on items.
not on the agenda.
And Brenda.
If you have anything to say that's not on.
No, okay.
And
So I've always spoken on what I had. to say.
right,
Okay.
and we'll get to it again
Yeah.
when we discuss
Okay.
planning
so
future agendas.
Thank you.
So,
Okay.
well, I guess I have a question for you.
Sure.
So, I know there's a new senior lead for my area and your area, because
Yes.
Danny's gone.
Yes. He's gone. Daniel Chavez.
And then we also really actually have a new senior lead for the Burlington Heights area. It's not been there very long. Is there some way to invite them, even if they come on Zoom, to join a meeting and introduce
Yeah, for
themselves
the
in the
future meeting?
future? Not all meetings, but a future meeting, or should they go to the whole board?
Well, you know, it's something funny you should say that, Laura. They happen to be Harvard Heights. If you're within a Harvard Heights, they are having a meeting that's going to be taking place this Thursday in person at Alibi Cafe. So our new senior lead officer from the Olympic Division will be there to present and talk about what's going on. So that will be my opportunity for me to introduce myself and actually let them know if they could join us. Right here to the emergency safety preparedness meeting, even if it's once every quarter, not every month. And so they get to know him and he could update us on anything, with any follow-up questions that we may have. And then from that, maybe they could give me information for that new senior lead
At
officer
Wilshire. For
at Wilshire
Wilshire.
Division. Okay.
So, and I'm not sure, I think for the moment, Southwest Division stayed,
Okay.
but I don't really know, because
Maybe
I live in
what we can do-
I live in the same way you live in.
Yeah,
Same
so,
car.
are you guys familiar who the senior lead officer is?
Not a clue.
The Southwest Police Department?
Haven't seen
Or her.
or heard. You're right, you're right.
Well, I mean, for right here, it's Anna Maria Vieja, but I don't think it's the same one in Jefferson Park. So I think for Southwest, there's one for
Oh.
UNNC area.
Right,
Okay.
because if it is, they're not doing anything about the prostitution on Western.
That's a new topic I've been hearing about. a lot.
New topic,
Topic.
old topic.
A long time topic. I actually haven't heard about it in some time. So are you saying it's back?
It's never,
Never left.
it's never left.
Okay.
First AME was having meetings about that, the prostitution be in the meetings,
Oh, great.
so they would know exactly what to do and what not to do. And then the police would be out there with them, but they wouldn't do anything.
Well, because they're trying. I think the new approach is, it's not prostitutes, it's the pimps.
I understand it.
Because they're trafficking
Yes.
underage, I mean, not.
You have all age now.
I know,
Yeah.
but I mean, but they've been trafficked. And it's not like, I like seeing people walk down the street. I don't need any of that, but it's like, where's the solution? I don't know.
So they did a sting a few years ago, they were doing stings, arresting the Johns as they were solicited. But they only did that for maybe 1 or 2.
Well, maybe when I do go in person this Thursday, I could follow up.
Right,
That
because it's up
person.
and down Western, it's not just.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
All the way to,
all the way up to Washington, they buy their
Well,
condoms at
Washington all the way.
7-Eleven.
I
It's
remember
like-
it used to be around King Estates. Now it's probably traveled upward.
And so, I mean, it's just everywhere.
Okay.
And why Western, who knows?
Cause that's a old,
Old haunts never go away.
never go away.
Right.
Remember,
Okay. then.
Fat Burgers used to be there.
That's
Across the
right.
street from Fat Burgers was a food hall,
Mhm.
so that's, Adams was a fairway for them too back in the day.
Yeah. But you're basically saying, do the D, get a snack? At the Fat Burger?
I'm just saying, it was a lot of,
Open, weren't they open 24/7?
they were open 24/7, so if you came from nightclub
Right.
and you want to get something to eat,
That's
Yeah.
my time,
Wow.
your time,
right,
Okay.
right?
so,
But I've actually written an article about the nightclubs, not about the prostitution, but about the
Oh,
nightclub scene that
interesting.
we used to have on Western and
Adams,
Washington.
yeah, over,
Yeah,
Interesting.
you know, Red Fox.
Oh, wow.
yes,
Okay.
Yeah,
yes,
and he ate in the middle of the night Fat Burgers,
yes,
helped make it famous.
absolutely,
Okay, we are
Okay.
digressing.
okay.
We're in
Okay.
public comments, but that was this started with just a question about the senior leads.
Of the senior lead officers, okay. So today's topic was on how to get speed cameras into the UNNC streets. So in our District 10, apparently there was a bill that I'll share with you right now.
So you have to
Okay,
unshare.
I'm sharing them.
So go to, first go to the. Here,
Pardon me.
here, and move to this,
Okay,
then go back to Zoom,
okay.
and you're gonna. Share, but what you're going to do is, here, in this case, optimize.
Okay.
This.
Okay. So a little bit on this program. Apparently they passed an AB 645 bill. Governor Newsom signed it into place last year, coming effective this year. And it designated certain cities in which they were gonna put on speed light cameras because of the number of problems in terms of accidents and casualties that it's causing. And so it's only selected areas in Los Angeles, which it hasn't been specified where. It's more or less in Long Beach, part of San Francisco, in another selected city. There were 5 of them. And the means of it is that they're trying to see if the speeding could stop if they get fined. And there's a certain amount that they will get fined at. They start off low as 50 going up, but they did not specify which cities as of yet. So the article that I read indicated that the district council people could actually decide what area can they impose those cameras. They can make a decision if they want it in their district.
Are these speed cameras you're talking
Speed cameras.
So, I mean, if I had a vote, I'd vote Adams between 10th Avenue and Crenshaw. Just because there's been so many fatalities. And fatalities, not just lately, but literally because that hill. And now with I mean, in others, it hasn't happened yet, but with 2 senior projects, one on the north side, one on the south side, and the Johnny Pastrami's, all of this at Montclair and Bronson and
especially on
13th
that
Avenue,
Adams,
what we've been. I
Yeah,
don't know where Johnny's is, but the street comes in at an angle. I mean, there's just. People are double parked, so I'd like to get rid of that too. But from there, going up the hill and down the hill, it's because there's no visibility. They're speeding,
yes.
but there's no visibility, and there's accident after accident after accident. And of interest as early as 1913, not 2013. 1913 was the first big fatal accident in that neighborhood. And for the same reason, well, not because it was Johnny's strong 2 senior projects.
Right.
But we're worried hard. The worry is like if any of these elder, seniors try to cross from one project to the other, there's no light there. I mean, there's no stoplight there.
Right.
And have not succeeded in getting anything in, but a speed camera at least would maybe.
See if it's a 5-year pilot project.
Right.
And they want to see how effective it will be, but in a certain amount of designated areas, like I said, it's up to the district council district representatives to say where they want these camera lights.
And the other place would be, as we're watching,
Arlington.
From the 10 freeway south all the way to Jefferson.
Oh, really?
Because again, so many accidents. And I mean, I don't know where Jefferson, but the houses on Arlington between Adams and Jefferson, they keep crashing.
Well,
It's because, it's also that, the it used to be dipped more.
Double dip.
It's not, now it's a single dip, but it's still a dip, but they come flying off the freeway and just on down. And I mean, again, we can see it as we just into it here. So those would be the 2 in UNNC that I think of that.
Would recommend in terms of areas.
Well, what I would recommend, I'm not sure if there aren't others, but those are ones I have seen.
Okay. So I
repeated accidents. Is what I'm trying to say. Repeated.
So I left a message with Danielle from Enterprise office with this question. I emailed her to see if she has any information on whether they decide whether or not in our council district 10, any cameras at all would be actually, we would have any in our area, or is it in other parts of Los Angeles? So that is one way Because, you know, it's speeders,
Well,
casualties is happening.
that's a wide range, if it's Los Angeles, because it could be
Yeah.
Crenshaw, it could be
Right.
Vermont, it could be.
Right, I just don't know where, I mean, again, I know where these two things have, the streets I mentioned have a lot of speed issues. But I'm sure throughout the city, it's a major pocket.
They already have signs that show your speed until you slow down, like in
That's
Crenshaw.
right. So that's what's actually being implemented more this year. Where actually there's been no follow. I searched everywhere on the website is where are the designated sites in LA and it hasn't
Well,
been implemented.
Did it say how many sites?
It didn't. It just said that it was up to the council persons to decide
Got it.
where the cameras, and it's probably gonna be where statistically where there's been a lot of accidents.
Mhm.
So if we were to share with our local council district, these are the areas that are prone for.
Well,
accidents.
do you know, is there a council file on this?
That I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah,
so if we can switch places,
okay,
I can take,
okay,
it'll take me a moment, more than one moment.
very good.
Because I would, you know, look it up and it'll be boring while I'm doing this. So you guys could probably, you could close that one.
Is this a new council, this meeting, is this new? No, I don't see anybody on Zoom, that's about that.
I don't know when, not on Zoom.
Yeah, usually there are Zoom, maybe because there was a pause last month, maybe.
Right, we're not on our
And plus it's
usual.
not the usual schedule.
Right,
We're usually on the second Monday of every month. And last month, or no, this month was Indigenous Peoples' Day.
So they would have to look at the email.
they would
Yes.
have to look at the email, yeah.
Correct.
They
So
definitely.
you could throw people off and say, well, there's no meeting. And then next,
Yeah, several meetings coming up this week.
So again, my brain being so lovely.
so you went to the LA City Clerk Connect?
Correct.
Okay.
So what we're looking for is speed cameras. Let's see if. Speeding cameras.
2012.
Well, yeah, no, last change, it'd be more important. Speed tone. The reason I'm asking if there's anything, if there are any council files, is the easiest way to get people's attention is to do a community impact statement. You need to have a council file,
I see.
but what I'm not seeing is a recent council file. I see speed humps, that's not what we're talking about.
Humps. Speed safety system policy. Impact
Just-
report.
Did you say it was AB 645?
Yes, that's it.
Okay, so this is the right one, so let's see. What the transportation committee reported. We're all on a learning thing today. Oh, they didn't report very much. Oh, no. They reported nothing. Uh-oh. Yeah, there's that new one. Just must. Well, let's just see what our friends at Studio City had to say. Nothing. Okay, so basically. Given that we don't know what was said, we don't know any of this, but given that there is a community impact, I mean, there's a council file. This committee can make a recommendation to the governing board to submit a community impact statement requesting camera, you know, 2, 3, I mean, requesting that the program be implemented partially within the UNNC boundaries and recommending potentially Arlington and Adams as the focus within UNNC. And because we don't know what the report says, but that would then require that you and Grace write something longer.
Okay.
And, I mean, if we agree to make the recommendation, we really have to have a more thought out. No more than 2,000 characters, spaces, but I mean, there's a format that you and Grace could prepare one, we print it in the agenda for the November meeting. Okay. So,
Wow, I've never done this before, so this is new. Do you guys have any recommendation of another camera that you would recommend in the area that a camera would help a lot with speeders?
Uh,
There is over there on, where the, on Jefferson, on the, where the school is, the STEM school.
oh,
There is,
STEM school on Jefferson.
On Normandy and
Oh, 35th.
35th, 34 or 34.
Right, that's,
yes.
yes. I mean, where
Yeah.
are you saying like,
There is no,
I know where the STEM school is. It's right behind the church,
yes.
right, which is 35th and Arlington, which is actually not within UNNC,
Yeah.
but doesn't mean we don't have stakeholders who attend us.
Yeah. Mhm.
So the language in our community impact statement would address our safety of our stakeholders, not just our boundaries.
Yeah.
I know exactly where you are, because
Mhm.
I drive over there to and from to the bank,
Oh,
and if I'm there at rush hour or when the
when the kids.
Oh,
come
yeah,
out, it's
parents
cool,
and-
yeah.
Has there been a lot of accidents around there?
near accident.
Near accidents.
Mhm.
So I don't know if a safety camera, I mean, in other words. We could also, I mean, we need to think about it, but we could also say safety camera or other safety measures.
Okay.
But again, what we don't know is what each of those. Reports say, because I see there's 4 or 5 reports, it's like, which one is more than one page?
Okay.
There's
we
also
should be-
in La Brea, Washington, there is like this, the hill, like over here in Arlington. That the people, there is a stop on 21st, but sometimes they just go like.
Yes.
Wow.
I would never drive, I don't like
Mhm.
driving
Yeah.
for that reason.
21st and La Brea.
Yeah.
And there is also school there for
Right.
little kids.
Right, but I'm just listening as traffic racing goes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really like. It's really. Speedy.
That's basically on all the streets though, any main.
Well-
fed-
You don't see as many car crashes into houses on, on all the streets. The problem with Arlington, I mean, the problem with Adams, that small stretch is the hill, it's a kind of blind hill. The
Mhm.
problem with Arlington, and obviously if you're at the intersection of Adams and Arlington, facing
Right.
south, making a left across traffic, you can't see.
Cars coming in.
Yeah, see, it's really unsafe, so left turn. But the problem with Arlington, broadly speaking, is it was never designed to be carrying this much traffic. It was a quiet little residential, I mean, it was horse trail.
Yeah.
In the old map, it was
Yeah.
horse trail.
It's a little pueblo. Yeah.
Right, and then some of the Victorian houses got built, so the street gets built around the width between the part, it's like, it was
Yeah.
not designed to be a freeway exit.
Right.
So, this is, I will say, over the years, that we've had many community meetings discussing Arlington. And I have been booed many times, because I always say, just ask Caltrans to close down the.
Oh.
Because the street's not designed for traffic, like nobody wants that. But it would resolve.
Yes.
Well, it actually,
It would
getting
resolve.
on the freeway going west is better at Arlington than it
Yes,
is at
it is.
West.
People are not thinking this is a fun idea. I'm just saying. It would resolve
A lot of the accident.
accident because the street was never designed to hold this much traffic.
Yes.
And so during the day, it's just very trafficked. And then at this hour, it's very speedy.
This way.
And frankly, David owns two houses on, and one up here and one down below. So the house up here has been crashed into with a car that went into the basement. And the driver having to be removed with the jaws of life.
Oh my
Although
God.
he survived, but
Yes.
major damage. And the person he was racing crashed into Karen Haas's house. Or her walls, not into the house. So that was one incident, but it took out street trees. I mean, and they were racing.
Oh my gosh.
So, and then there was another incident at basically at Montclair or 28th in Arlington,
Mhm.
where the house on the east side was hit. The street lamp came down on the west side. And that came into our yard. Did not hit the house. But I mean, this is just one property owner.
Yes.
And the street lamp was not replaced for 6 months. So.
That's our city.
Yes.
So, but I'm saying this is just two incidents, one property owner, but there's been, up and down the street.
Too.
Yeah,
I
up and down the
witnessed.
street, so. Okay,
Okay.
but you and Grace could build, we
Yeah.
can technically vote. I move that we do community statement. Addressing I'm sorry, let's do this for the record, addressing Council File 23.
Council
File 23-1168. And the speed safety system / AB 645. And if you guys could, if Grace has time, you could write it up a week before. So next week.
I don't know that she has time.
I understand.
It could be
For the
maybe
November
like
meeting, or for the
December meeting.
I'm just saying, in general, we need to be 1 week before because we printed on the
That's
agenda.
right. I would aim for December.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So in that case, you could bring it back to your committee meeting for final language next month. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, that was the main topic on the agenda. Now we move on to the agenda.
No. Oh, back to the agenda. Go back to the agenda. Just for people who may be watching on YouTube, we wouldn't know.
Okay.
I mean, we know no one's
Logged in,
to Zoom,
right.
but so the planning future agenda, some sort of round discussion. So this is where we talk about safety and sidewalks.
Okay, so
What is you're asking us to do?
yeah, topic.
I'm asking for planning to repair the sidewalks in Jefferson Park because it's not just one block. It's every block where there are big trees, the sidewalks are up where.
Well, you're not saying planning, you mean Public Works Department?
Public Works, but the trees are the problem, so.
Yeah, planning for the repair, but the department that does trees
Yes,
and sidewalks, and some of the trees are lifting the streets too.
Right.
That's all Public Works.
okay, but they.
That's why we foisted you here. Because the planning committee doesn't do public works.
Oh, okay.
That I didn't know.
Yeah, so the question is, is it only the trees that are causing the problems? I mean, I don't, in the blocks
The
that you're
majority.
visualizing.
I'm visualizing from 26th Street to Jefferson
Uh,
from Arlington to Western,
so in the,
Jefferson Park.
within the residential section of Jefferson
Yes.
Park.
Yes,
Because I can tell you that over here on Fourth Avenue, we have this one little section of concrete that every Halloween, the week before Halloween, every year, the owner says, oh my God, we have to get this fixed. And it's like, because the kids are gonna trip.
right.
And I keep saying, just move your car out of the driveway, you have a certain way, just block the sign. Let them block this away, doesn't like that idea either, but it is a thing. And then on my own block, there's a tree that's. I mean, the sidewalk is up so high that I see people sitting on the crack like it's a chair.
Wow.
I mean, literally like it's a chair, and it's also lifted the street.
So imagine the curb being lifted up like that.
Yeah, no, I'm saying.
Yeah.
The
Right.
you know,
Or your driveway that you have to go in and out of
right,
because of a tree.
well, I don't know if the city will do the driveway for a person,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I know that they say sidewalks is public property.
Well, no, they really are saying, in general terms, the property owner is responsible for the sidewalk. But if it's a serious ADA and safety issue, the city does have some funds to repair. They're not gonna do the entire neighborhood, but they might do sections.
Okay, so who's responsible for the trees?
Well, the city is trying to do everything in its power to keep the trees, but what they can do is they can build a hump sidewalk. So that instead of it being flat, they can go like this, kind of bridge over the roots. I've seen in a couple of neighborhoods, west side, that they realign the sidewalk. So instead of doing this straight, it goes outside trees. So,
But that's on the residential. I
correct.
mean, that's on a commercial.
No, only on the residential.
Really?
That in the
Yeah, you
canals?
can never do that on a commercial, because there's too
I've-
much traffic.
I've seen it on the commercial where they went around the tree when they
Well,
poured the concrete.
so, well, but I don't know, so it's not, urban forestry handles trees, but they do not repair sidewalks.
But they don't come out. Oh,
That is correct, because the big challenge right now is getting more trees and a stronger canopy, not removing trees. Trying desperately not to remove any more
but they
trees.
don't trim the trees either.
Well, there's that.
So the street sweeper won't sweep the curb right because the tree limbs are too long.
Too low.
Too long,
Yeah.
too long. So he goes around the tree, leaving debris in the streets.
Well, I think if there's specific situations / locations like that, then you can identify that, and that would be Eric Aguirre, council district. And bring it direct to his attention, so. Do we know how to spell his name? Aguirre.
Can he be invited to the meeting, a governing board meeting?
He comes to it, that's the guy who comes to the government
Oh, okay, I just
from
remember.
council district 10. Danielle does it on Zoom, but Eric usually comes first.
Okay. I haven't seen him. I
Well,
didn't see him last-
they split the chats.
He comes here or? is it-
No, the governing board. He will come to the governing board if he comes at all.
That will be, the next governing board meeting is November 7th.
Okay, so, but. If you have several locations, I'm just trying to provide you information too, but some of what we're trying to do is empower. Our stakeholders to do things,
Mhm.
so if you could email. You see the name Eric Aguirre. And his email would be first name, Eric, ERIC, period. Then Aguirre, AGU. Yeah, or take a picture of it. Well, that's not his email, but that, how they do the emails for
Well, I
City of
put it-
LA.
Yeah.
First name, last name @lacity.org. Yeah, don't do the Google one, do the, where it says council district, because I spelled it wrong.
And they're very good at responding back.
Yeah, so if you say the tree in front of. Yeah, 2510 West.
29th Street.
Or whatever,
Yeah, whatever street it is.
too far west, what I just said,
Okay.
but has lifted the sidewalk, but more importantly, the lower limbs are so low and long that the street cleaning can't clean the street, they drive around them. I know he could get the lower limb trimmed off.
Why wouldn't the street sweeper himself report it?
It doesn't-
Because that's his job to clean the
It's not
street.
his job.
No, I'm saying it's his job to clean the street.
Well, Eric's job is to take constituent reports. That's why I'm trying to
Okay,
tell you that that's his job. So he's not gonna remove a tree. He's not gonna repair a sidewalk, but he might get that limb cut off and he might be able to get some discretionary funds for the sidewalk. But for sure, if that limb is that low that the street sweeper can't go under it, that he can get done.
Okay.
Because that's his job, right?
It would be nice if he took initiative in the street. Cleaner.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
If my job, if it's my job to do something and something is restricting me from doing it,
Uh-huh.
it would be my responsibility to report the problem so it could be fixed, so I can do my job efficiently.
Yeah, great, that's
great.
That's the way I look at it.
Okay, but you're speaking to people who are
No,
really in
no
sync with
reality.
you.
Yeah.
But you're speaking with people who are in sync with that opinion, but you're speaking about people
You
who
don't
get
care,
paid the same
Yeah.
either way.
right?
Just saying, but Eric is your guy for very specific requests like
Okay.
that. The broader topic of how come the city doesn't, the budget,
But they keep on raising our property taxes at the same
well,
time.
that's the county. The city doesn't get those funds, that's not the source of city's funds for these. So the city, the LA Times has a story today about how come the city's so broke. And the answer is that they keep giving raises to all these people with monies they don't have.
Mhm.
I mean, because the employee unions keep. Yes, right, I mean, it's a dynamic and they're spending money in the budget that they don't have, so the basic core services that you can expect.
Not there anymore.
Are not there, so.
Yeah.
But I will say urban forestry is trying really hard to keep the trees we have. I mean, the statistics on tree canopy, which is what keeps areas cooler, the air is cleaner, et cetera. We've got parts of town that have a 30 to 45%, street tree canopy. And South LA is miserably low, like 10 to 15%. So, so we're hotter as a result. When on a hot day, it's hotter than it would be in, say, Hancock.
Yeah.
So they're trying to balance the need to have safe sidewalks for people who are in wheelchairs
Absolutely.
with the right for kind of the rest of us also to breathe and stay a little cooler.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Okay.
What else?
Yeah. And let us know if how it went with Eric Aguirre and
If you
And you're
respond,
welcome.
I'll let you know.
yeah,
Well, let us know if he doesn't
yes,
Okay.
respond.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
yeah. Okay. And I think that's it for now. Was there anything? Issues? No? Okay.
So this was,
Let's see.
oh, that's,
Okay.
is the email.
Okay, before we- Thank you so much for joining us in person.
Are we adjourning?
Yeah, what time is it?
It's 8:08. Oh, no.
Time went by fast.
Oh, so.
Oh, you're bored.
I'm sorry.
You put there the machine so you could just record it. You play it back?
Oh, they'll play, these are the battle nights, they'll be on YouTube.
Oh, there you
And
go.
if you wanna go, but, cause I've seen a preview of Snoop Dogg's team, and it's a cute, funny, where he's. Oh, I don't miss that one.
Thank you so much.
Anyway, so then.
We'll see you on the next one. The next meeting is gonna be on Monday, November. Not a regular date, not November 11th, because that's
November
Veterans Day.
18th.
It'll be November 18
Right,
and same time, 7:30. All right,
okay, so before we adjourn, we're adjourned.
we'll
Well,
adjourn.
after we've adjourned, but